Tell her to bring back in.
Now call to order the May 26, 2026 City of Abilene, Kansas City Commission meeting. Shayla, may we please have a roll call?
Mayor Ryan,
Here.
Commissioner Taylor,
Here.
Commissioner Lytle,
Yes.
Commissioner Weisenberg,
Yes.
Commissioner Koolhoff is absent. Roll call complete.
Okay, can we please stand for the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice.
Next item is approval of today's agenda, and I would make a motion to approve the agenda with the addition of item 7D, the Abilene City Band budget presentation.
I'll second.
Motion has been moved and seconded. Do we have any commission discussion? Excuse me. Seeing none, we'll move to roll call vote. Vice Mayor Taylor.
Yes.
Commissioner Lytle.
Yes.
Commissioner Meisenberg.
Yes.
Myself, yes. Motion carries. Our next item is the consent agenda, which consists of the meeting minutes for the May 11th, 2026 City Commission meeting, appropriation ordinance A-052626-26, and AP payment register.
I move we approve the consent agenda.
I'll second.
Motion has been moved and seconded. Do we have any commission discussion? Seeing none, we'll do a roll call vote. Commissioner Lytle.
Yes.
Commissioner Meisenberg.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Taylor.
Yes.
Myself, yes. Motion carries. Our next item under public comments communications is a public forum. If there's anyone that would like to address the commission on an item not on our current agenda, they may do so at this time. Do we have anyone that would like to address the commission on an item not on our agenda? Seeing none, we will move into heading 7, budget presentations. First up is 7A, OCCK Transportation, Morgan Thaxton and Terrell Grinner. You might tap that mic just to make sure.
It'd be very convenient, or
Perfect.
it'd be nice and convenient if it didn't. Right. Hi, Terrell Grinter. It's good to see you all again. And I've got Morgan Thaxton joining me. She is new to the Abilene public transportation scene. She is our operations specialist. Is that right? Good. So we're going to go through this together. I always love to start with our vision and our mission. That is on our next slide. Driven with commitment and respect, we venture out to ensure the independence of our passengers for all communities we serve. That is truly why we do what we do at OCCK. And I've included OCCK's overall mission. Morgan's going to share some stories that drive us.
So I have a few stories here. The first one is Senior Lunch Bunch. Seniors ride the public bus to the senior center for lunch. Being able to make these lunches helps reduce isolation and supports their mental health. Not only are we getting seniors to the senior center for a meal, but we are also getting them to the grocery stores, appointments, community events. And for the first quarter of 2026, we have given 618 trips with at least one senior rider. With Abilene having high percentages of residents aged 60 to 64 and 75 to 84, the need for transportation will only grow. This service helps ensure people can stay independent and connected at any age. The next story I have is connecting a family to work, school, and success. For one Abilene family, OCCK transportation is part of daily life. Helping a father get to work and his 2 children reach their school safely, but it's more than a ride. It's about supporting opportunity, education, and family stability. The last one is Rides That Work. In the first quarter of 2026, 883 work-related trips were provided through OCCK. Of those, 647 trips directly supported major employers and local businesses in Abilene, including West Plaza's Country Mart, the Recycling Center, Russell Stover, Eisenhower Elementary, and Joe Snuffy's. These numbers show that public transportation is not only a mobility service, but it is a critical workforce support system for our local economy.
Okay, now 2 slides from there. There we go. There we go. Perfect. And to add on, this ridership is really, really cool to see. A lot of times people think that the Abilene Public Transit is to just get people to their doctor's appointments. This breakdown really, really shows that we are helping people live the best life that they possibly can or that they want to. 31% of our rides are getting people to and from work or work-related type training, might be going for skills training, coaching, interviews. 28% are getting connected to nutrition. So that might be a food bank, it might be the grocery store, might be going to a restaurant or a gas station. 25% of the rides here in Abilene are to and from medical appointments. One thing that I want to point out, because this is a huge opportunity for us to work together for some funding, is education around our non-emergency medical transportation. It is already so convenient to get a free ride to a medical appointment, chiropractor, dentist. Abilene has that covered better than any other community, honestly, in the state of Kansas. But one thing that can help us together is that non-emergency medical Medicaid transportation. The rides are reimbursed through the Medicaid provider. And so if people are scheduling those rides, the transportation entity can use that money as the local match. So that would take pressure off of both of our budgets. And we plan on educating the community for the second half of this year and next year to ease some of the pressures that I'm sure we are all feeling. And then 16%, 16 for an other category is a little higher than I like it, but that just really has everything. Education, recreational, somebody might be going to a park, they might be going to play cards at a friend's house. We wanted to make sure that we represented them. Now, our rides in 2025, that's the next slide. The consistency of this ridership, and we will see it throughout the year when we look at the next slide too, the consistency from year to year, and we're seeing that continue in this first quarter of 2026 even. Oftentimes it's like, oh, well, if they just had a car, or, oh, well, why can't they just ride a bike? Some people might, it's nice out. We might see a little bit lower ridership in April because it's so beautiful, and May is turning out great too, minus a couple of storms. But when we see this level of consistency, we are serving people that probably don't have any other choice. They need the public transportation to get to their resources. And in the next one, rides by month in 2025, we see that very, very consistently. And then it got cold in November and December. Usually we see a pretty significant spike in June and July, but that just shows that the 2 vehicles that we have in Abilene are serving people exactly the way they're wanting to be served. Now, Abilene as a whole, we have the vehicles, the 2 vehicles that are funded full-time with our partnership with you, but then OCCK has a large regional focus, and some of our other transportation services have impacted the people who live in Abilene. So we've given 3,000 rides. Go to the next slide if you can. We've given 3,000 rides in Abilene. So the rides that you saw in the previous slide, those are Abilene to Abilene slides, and those are the ones that we are partnering for funding on. This is because of the scope of work that OCCK Transportation does. We get to take that value and go above and beyond. We gave 148 riders more than 1 trip. So they're using it frequently, might be to those doctor appointments or treatments or to work. And then an average of 18 requests per rider. So there's some that go to work Monday through Friday. There's some that need to get to cancer treatment or are going to specialists in Kansas City or Wichita. A look at our fiscal year 27 budget request. Compared to last year's request, you'll notice that the ask for the city of Abilene, we are going to leave that the same as the awarded amount. budgets are not easy for anybody right now. So anything that we can do to make that more simple. As you look to the right-hand side of that, you will notice some changes, some items went up, some items went down. We can talk about last year's dollars amount spent and what we have spent through the first quarter. I know we don't have a ton of time, but I would love to have those conversations with you if you would like. Staff salaries is one area that it went up. Our 2025 budget request was for about 151,000. So 186 is definitely higher with those payroll taxes and fringe benefits. Healthcare, paying the drivers, paying the dispatcher, and we now have Morgan. So that will help that community partnership piece take the heat off of all of us, including maybe increasing our fares even. I left it the same, but it could have an impact there. Education around non-emergency medical transit will impact. It's fairly low, the service that we're using, so it's really just paying for the service that's taking people to Kansas City and Wichita. But as soon as we can get it into the community a little bit more, I would love to reflect those numbers for you guys. Then the next slide is just another way to look at how that kind of divides up. KDOT is a wonderful partner, supports 70% of that using state and federal funds. We're estimating about $15,000 for that fare income. Our fare is $2 per ride. I would love to keep it at $2 per ride. An increase could put a bit of a hardship on passengers, and it can affect the overall amount that we all have to match for that KDOT funding. So it is something that we can talk through if that's a decision that we want to make in the future. I don't think we need to make that decision right now, but it is something that we can discuss. All right, any questions for Morgan and I?
I have a question on the
Sure.
the portion you discussed about grant funding
Mhm.
for non-emergency medical.
Absolutely.
Do you have any like additional details on that? Like is there anything that we need to be doing to help leverage that more? Is there any?
Tell everybody that
Okay.
you know. Anybody that has a Medicaid service has the opportunity. Some people have different programs through their providers. But if they call the transportation number on the back of their Medicaid card, they can see how many rides they get, and it can help people get to parent-teacher conferences. It can help people get connected to WIC. It doesn't just have to be a medical appointment that non-emergency trip can do. People just don't know that it exists. And so a lot of rides get left on the table, and there's always the opportunity for those. It then does go into a portal, and they can ask, hey, I want my preferred service to be OCCK. And we have a dedicated position to watch for those, because the people that Tammy and Ricky have been serving for years, they want to keep serving them. And even if they go through that non-emergency medical trip portal, we want to still be able to provide that ride. Sometimes another entity can come in and give that ride, but they will always get that ride. And we can help advocate if OCCK for some reason doesn't get that ride picked up for them. We can advocate for them to receive the ride that they deserve. We've had a couple of horror stories in North Central Kansas where somebody's been riding with us for the past 8 years, and they all of a sudden had a different provider picking them up. And so we advocated side by side with them. We can't make that report, but we can encourage people's independence to stand up for themselves and what kind of ride they're wanting.
And with that program, they pay the fare up front and then get reimbursed. Is that correct?
They can.
Okay.
Sometimes, and there's a bunch of lingo that we could really get into it. But some people qualify for what internally we call a spin down. They do pay that reimbursement, or they do pay the fare, and then it's matched or whatever they need to do with their provider. They handle that independently from OCCK. Other times, if they are qualifying for those rides, they can get the ride, and their Medicaid provider just handles that with us as OCCK. And we're responsible for on-time performance, the miles that we've driven, making sure that our driver is where they say they are going to be. There's a lot of things that we do to make sure that that funding is right on board.
Any other questions?
No, I'd just like to say thank you. I work up at the clinic and I know how
You too.
often we get patients coming in on the OCCK bus, so thank you.
Absolutely. Yes. Thank you for saying that.
And your drivers are awesome. I have
Oh.
heard they really advocate and they care about the clients.
They do.
Yeah.
They do. One, I'm glad you said that because it reminded me. I didn't mention our wonderful software transition. Yay, new software is hard. We have Morgan. If anyone is still struggling with our software change and the nuance that it takes, because, oh my goodness, Ricky and Tammy are the most efficient drivers. Like, some of these line items are able to be more efficient because they know the community, they know the streets like the back of their hand. You guys ever want to go on a city tour? We would love to help that. They can absolutely get you around. But with that software, it has not been easy to get the exact ride at the exact time that they want it. And so we have to teach the algorithm how to work. And it has been some growing pains for the last 5 months. But what it's going to provide for this group is better reporting, better accuracy in letting you guys know how many rides we're giving, how often we are able to give those, how many rides per hour we can give, and then how many people are continuing, like the 148 individual passengers taking all of those trips. That all came from our new software system, and that's not something we've had in the past. So really, really exciting, but it has definitely created some heartburn for some people. Thank you all.
All right, and our next budget presentation is 7B, Driving Dickinson County. Natalie Murato.
Thank you for allowing me to serve you, serve Dickinson County and Abilene. The longer that I'm here and the more that I'm out in the community and the more that I talk to people, this is an amazing place. And there's a lot of opportunity and I'm really excited. We've made a lot of strides. I've been here 7 months, not even a year yet. I can only say I'm new for 1 year and then I can't say that anymore, but there's still a lot to do. And I would appreciate your continued investment as you have over the past 5 years to create some stability and consistency for me as I continue to lead into the next 4 years and try and hopefully change things around and better things with your help and your support. We're competing with every other county and every other state for workforce, for business, for housing investment and all sorts of things. And so we need to set ourselves apart and we need to do what we can to tell that story and to say, hey, come here, come live, come work, come start a business. Abilene is amazing and so is Dickinson County. With that, I put I didn't do a nice PowerPoint. I apologize for that. I love that, by the way, very good. And I love OCCK, they do great work. One of the things that we've been able to do is to enhance our presence in the community and outside the community. People are paying attention now to what we're doing. And that doesn't come easy. We hired a new marketing manager and she's been amazing. And we'll have a whole marketing plan here shortly. And I did not provide you with our mission and our vision because we will be holding a strategic planning session and we'll be revising that, but I'll be glad to bring it back once our board has developed that. I've been able to help several organizations. The numbers of jobs and investment are actual, they could be quantified. Those were actual jobs that I help in or jobs or projects that came through. There's many, many more in the pipeline, working on many things. But as you know, in economic development, sometimes you can't say it till it's ready or tell the story till it's out. With that, I do have 2 board members here, Tony and Austin, as well as Carrie back there. I appreciate their support. They've been great in entertaining some of my changes and trying to turn things around, and I appreciate that. With that, do you have any questions for me in the budget or anything? I sent quite a lot of paperwork, sorry.
Your presentation is good. It's just not on PowerPoint for everybody to see. but
Yes,
it is good.
sorry.
I just want to congratulate you on the work that you've done in the 7 months that you've been here. You have spiked visibility beyond my expectations. And this turnaround doesn't happen overnight. So congratulations on the work you've done. It's a big boost to our area. So thank you.
And I appreciate the patience. It takes time to learn every community and every business and every road. I asked Julie, I said, I need help. I had someone come to town and I didn't know how to find a few things. And so I said, I need a tour. So she's going to get me that. So any other questions?
I've heard you're doing amazing also, so I think that's
Thank
great.
you.
Yeah, I
Thank you.
appreciate everything you do.
I love what I do. I love helping businesses. I love making a difference. And I think not really a job to me, the passion that I have. And I love wherever I go or whatever I do just to make it a little better.
Your videos are awesome. It shows.
Thank you. Okay. Any other questions?
That's it.
Okay.
All I got.
All right. Thank
All
you,
right.
Kelly.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, and our next budget presentation is 7C, Sister City, Kim Schaefer, Jenny Hyatt. I'm just reading.
Hi, I'm Kim Schaefer, and I'm the treasurer for the Sister City Board. We're requesting a $10,000 budget for fiscal year 2027. Each year, the friendship between Abilene and our sister city, Omitama, is nurtured and strengthened through our continued relationship. The funds that we receive from the city of Abilene help support this endeavor. The Sister Cities program was born out of a vision by President Eisenhower during his White House Summit on Citizen Diplomacy in 1956. He envisioned a network between people from different communities around the world to promote peace and prosperity. This year, the Abilene-Omitama Sister Cities will celebrate their 42nd anniversary. The first delegation from Japan visited Abilene in 1988, and adult and/or student delegations have made annual visits almost every year since then. We had a little break during COVID, but the Sister City Board will use the funding that we receive from the city of Abilene to cover many of our expenses. The expenses vary from year to year. If the Abilene delegation is planning travel to Omitama, the funds go toward delegate recruitment, delegate preparation, and board member or chaperone travel expenses. When the Omitama delegation is traveling to Abilene, the funds are used to cover local travel expenses, event and admission fees, daily excursions, and other related expenses. Additionally, funding received from the city of Abilene will be used to support awareness, interest, and educational programs at the elementary and middle school levels. We promote awareness, interest, and support of the Sister City program within Abilene and Dickinson County. In the past, we've hosted a sushi making class, a taiko drum performance, and a Yosakoi dance workshop to just be available for community members and increase interest. The funds are also used to support collaboration and correspondence between Abilene and Omitama. They are used to purchase gifts for the city of Omitama and also to pay for the annual Sister City International dues. The funding that we receive from the city of Abilene is not used for any student airline tickets or non-chaperone adult airline tickets. And we also do not use that funding for promotional products. The Sister City Board appreciates the City of Abilene's continued commitment to the Sister City program. The funding that we receive from the city allows us to continue our friendship with Omitama, Japan. Many lifelong friendships and relationships exist between our citizens. These friendships extend into our communities, fostering an exchange of personal and cultural growth and understanding. We can see firsthand how peace can be attained following the leadership of Abilene's own son, Dwight D. Eisenhower. Any questions?
Are you receiving or going to Omitama
This year, this summer, a delegation is coming here.
Okay, excellent. What time frame are they coming to town?
They'll be, I think it's July 22nd to August 5th.
22nd to the 5th. About how many are coming typically?
This year we are having 4 students and 2 adults. And that is their decision. Mainly it's based on their funding and their ticket prices.
Gotcha.
So-
Okay. I think we chaperoned 3 the last, a couple years ago.
Yes,
so
yes,
it's,
right.
Yeah, it's surprising that it's so low. but
Yeah.
I
And
understand.
so maybe
the
it will.
times.
Our understanding is they had money donated. And they are thinking when that money runs out, it will be gone. So they're trying to limit it. And we are trying to like brainstorm with them about what are some other possible
Fundraising opportunities.
solutions. Right.
Awesome.
Yeah, and just a little background knowledge. Obviously, there's a language barrier, but having been in, Kim, you were also there, having been involved in some of those budget discussions with the city of Omitama. That's kind of what we were able to gather as years ago, they got a lump sum of money. And it's not ever being replenished. It's just one lump sum. And so by doing this, because I believe they cover the vast majority of the cost for their students to come over. And so that lump sum is being drawn down quickly, which is why they're trying to, I think, find ways to prolong it. And if or
And
when
and
they can-
maybe they're considering some other options, like
Mhm.
maybe having them pay more of their
Right.
individual tickets and.
So,
So.
definitely trying to find a workaround to
Yeah.
that. So, any
No
other?
further questions?
No,
Question?
I think I appreciate the program. When I was in high school, we had a couple stay with us, and that was like back in 1990. So, yeah.
A group of us went for the anniversary celebration in March, and the city commission person that sat across from me asked, "Do you know Karina Ryland?" And she and her mother had stayed with them 30 years ago. And so
Mhm.
well, she's here. Anyway, it was very,
Yeah.
it's fun to hear about the connections. And then this gentleman had stayed with the Johnson family. He had been in one of the early adult delegations that had come here.
Nice.
Thank
very
you.
much. All right, and our next budget presentation is 7D, Abilene City Band. And I do not have a name on this one, so. Well, if you don't mind stating your name.
I'm Shelley Carroll. And we are just requesting to continue our same funding for $10,000 annually. This band is traditionally performed in concerts in this park here since 1881. I think we are the second oldest band in the state. There's someone in Emporia, I think that is older than we are. We do about 12 concerts every summer. And one exception is the Christmas concert, which of course we do it out at the Eisenhower Center, part of their open house during the big Christmas weekend that everyone has. And then the other is the exchange concert with Salina, when we go and play their concert on Monday and they come and play our concert on Thursday. And it gives us a chance to foster community cooperation, and yes, this lets us be, at least we try to be, good ambassadors for other places. We do occasionally get asked to accommodate another request. I know one I particularly remember was someone wanted to do a 9/11 concert, an anniversary concert. And we did that. I think I was out of town for the first one, but the Chisholm Trail Parade, I believe the band played in the Chisholm Trail Parade. So we try to be available to do other things to assist the community. As for extra funding and stuff that we occasionally get, we use the community foundation. We usually funnel all that through there so that they handle the A1C. Somebody tell me the nonprofit number. All of a sudden it's 501c3. There we go. Thank you. Okay. All I could think of was A1C. Okay. Yeah, we go through there so that we don't have to, because they told us if we tried to make ourselves nonprofit, we'd have to hire, it would take way more than we have to do with. So we don't we don't do that. And the, mainly in that is the Jeff Coat Foundation. Every once in a while, when they feel like we need something, or if we need something, we will let them know that's extraordinary. Like a couple years ago, we got new timpani, and those things, believe me, are very expensive and very expensive. And you need 4. So it's very helpful to have them, and they put it into the community foundation, and then we can get it out from there, usually through the city. I have to send a notice to your treasurer or who then sends it to the community foundation, who then sends the check back to your treasurer, who then sends it to me. It's kind of cumbersome, but I'm hoping maybe we can work something out there. That's really, but Jeff Coat is that. And also private donations or memorials. There are sometimes when someone has been in the band for a long time, they will, when they pass, that'll be one of the things that they'll suggest as a memorial. And again, we just refer them on to the community foundation, and that way everything comes to us either directly from your funding here, or it's been through the community foundation. I got anything else important? The other thing that we feel like is a real plus is that when you're a tourist and you're looking for something to do in the evening, hey, a free concert in the park, that's a real plus. You get to add something maybe you weren't expecting and still and have it not cost anything. So that's always good. One of the other big benefits we have is that we're multi-generational. We've got, well, I have to say now, Terry Teachins is our oldest member now. We've had him in the 90s, but Terry's only in his 80s. And I'm the next oldest, and I'm in my 70s. So, but yet we also have middle school students and everything in between. And it really is an opportunity for the kids that really have an interest and a talent to expand their abilities, and under the mentorship of those of us that have been around for a long time, help them. And I genuinely feel that it helps, because if you ever notice, our bands do spectacularly well at all contests statewide. There are just wonderful, we always get firsts and what's well and exceptional. It's really, so I feel like we're extending our ability to help out the schools, the music program at the school. Thank you for your time. Have you got any other questions that a little more specific?
Any questions for Shelley?
Thank you.
I mean, it's pretty easy. We're a band. What do you want? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, our next item under heading 8, unfinished business, is 8A. Consider approval of bid KDOT C-CLIP project number 021U-2504-01 Buckeye K-15 overlay. Public Works Director Anderson.
Good afternoon, Mayor and Commissioners. Brian Anderson, Public Works Director. We're here again visiting the KDOT C-CLIP project, project phase C-CLIP 1 and C-CLIP 2 for the 2 sections of Buckeye, one in the downtown area and then the South City limits area. This project will be phased in 3 phases, with phase 1 being sidewalks, phase 2 being inner lanes, and phase 3 being outer lanes and any drainage requirements that are needed at inlet boxes. We received bids on April 30th. The one bid received was from APAC, Kansas, for the amount of $1,377,000, $727.30. Based on the bid amount, the estimated city share is approximately $577,727. The funding source for this will be the GO temporary obligation note. I think attached in your packet that you guys received was the agreement, the performance bond, the payment bond, the project certification bid documents, and the certificate of liability insurance. If you have any questions about them, myself or City Manager Quinde can help with them. But our recommendation today is to approve the low bid from the APAC Kansas for that dollar amount that was listed for the 1.377 million. By getting this project underway, that will then start our meetings, and we can have scheduled meetings with the local business owners, get everybody online for what's going and get the project underway. With everything that's signed and agreeing under KDOT's approval, we'll then be looking at still having a completion time before winter, or before the end of the calendar year.
So from start to finish, we're done by the end of the year.
Yep, that's their plan. Yeah.
Okay.
I think APAC's ready to roll. They're just waiting on everything to get wrapped up, and then we can get going.
So after the, I guess if this bid is approved, what would be the next steps? Obviously, you're still gonna have engineering meetings and work through the.
Yeah, other than
particulars
just
of the
wrapping up the finals on
Actually, the
it's
engineering.
all about the phasing plan now and getting the actual move-in start date and getting everything ready to go.
The agreement, assuming the commission approves it, will issue a notice to proceed and acceptance of bid. And then Brad and his team will have a pre-construction meeting.
That's what I
Hash out all the
said.
details, meet with the business owners that'll be impacted, and then mobilize and get it done.
Yeah, I should have said pre-construction, not engineering.
Yes.
As far as on the ground, Brad, do you know about how long it's gonna take them once they get mobilized, fully mobilized? From start to finish? I mean,
If everything rolls accordingly, I'm guessing they're gonna go hard and heavy this summer. And hopefully, if weather cooperates, be on the wrap up into things by the time, fall hits, hopefully well before the winter. I mean, that's the ultimate deadline if we get going here. We don't want to be trying to mess with any road and then
freeze, yeah.
generally
Right.
the asphalt plants shut down by the time it starts getting too cold in winter time. So I'm sure they'll be on a schedule.
Okay, gotcha. And the only other thing, I think we were about ready to go last week, except for attorney review, and everything, I think, looks like it got worked out. Is that correct?
Yes, I appreciate the opportunity to review the agreement and the bonds and the general conditions, and I completed that review. We had one minor change, but otherwise they met the legal approval.
Any further questions for Brad or staff? Further questions? I'd entertain a motion.
I make a motion to approve the low bid from APAC Kansas in the amount of $1,377,727.30 for the KDOT C-CLIP project number 21 U2501-01 Buckeye K-15 overlay.
All second.
Motion has been moved and seconded. Do we have any further commission discussion? I think I'll just echo to Brad what I guess the horse we've beat. Making sure we're working proactively with the downtown business owners to minimize that impact. And I know that's going to be the case through that with
Sure.
APAC actually coming on site as well, which is helpful during
Yeah.
those meetings. So
Yeah, I think they're going to do their best to not do any interruptions, but there probably will be at some point when they pour the brand new directly in front of there. Just a reminder that the reason they're all getting done, there is not a single sidewalk downtown that is ADA compliant right now as they stand. So as part of this project, bringing it up to the new standards, because we're configuring corners and drainage and stuff, now's the time to do it. So.
thank you. Any other commission discussion? Okay. Seeing none, I'm going to roll call vote. Commissioner Meisenberg,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Taylor,
Yes.
Commissioner Lytle,
Yes.
myself, yes, motion carries. Our next item is 8B, consider approval of the purchase and installation of a flow meter at the water treatment plant for a total cost of $25,733. Public Works Director Anderson.
Yeah, Commissioner, we're revisiting the flow meter at the water treatment plant. That we put out for bid in 3 phases, being the electrical, the SCADA, and the flow meter. Funding source is going to come from the water fund. We did receive multiple bids on each one of them and narrowed it down to who we feel comfortable and the best pricing. And this was with the engineering backup because it's a KDHE mandated project. So the bid for electrical went to a Linder Electric for the amount of $10,620. The SCADA from Utility Help Net for the amount of $5,830. And the flow meter and equipment itself from Axiom for the amount of $9,283. I was asked last meeting to see if there was any other funding opportunities. I did contact KDHE. They did let me know that for this particular project, there was no other funding sources available. The one option that would have came into play would have been another opportunity for an SRF funding loan, which technically would have been a loan again, but for this particular type of project, it only would have qualified for engineering purposes and not the actual work and purchasing of and paying for the electrical, the SCADA and everything intact. So in short sense, there was no other funding agreement. The next phase of that is, since we're still on a time frame from the August deadline that we're supposed to meet, if we look into any other funding opportunity at this point, which I honestly can't find any, we're going to be just pushing the deadline. So we're asking today that we approve the 3 bids that were presented so we can start moving forward with this project.
Any questions for Brad?
No, I think it's pretty well covered. I
Yeah.
think Brad did
Thank
pretty
you.
extensive homework, putting this bid together in the first place. So the request of looking for additional funding, I think pretty much leads us down the road to get this approved.
Any other
So-
questions?
I'll make a motion to approve the purchase and installation of a flow meter at the water treatment plant for a total cost of $25,733. With the bids included, with the recommended bids from Linder Electric, the SCADA from Utility Help Net, and the flow meter from Axiom.
I'll second.
Motion has been moved and seconded. Do we have any further commission discussion? Seeing none, would a roll call vote? Vice Mayor Taylor,
Yes.
Commissioner Lytle,
Yes.
Commissioner Meisenberg.
Yes.
Myself, yes, motion carries. Our next item under heading 9, new business, is 9A, consider approval of ordinance number 26-3482, an ordinance authorizing the consumption of alcoholic liquor in a specified portion of the public alley between North Broadway Street and North Spruce Street in Abilene, Kansas, and approving the temporary closure of the alley in connection with a special event hosted by Rackets Tap House, Inc. on June 4th, 2026. City Clerk Moore.
Mayor and Commissioners, this is an additional event that Rackets is putting on June 4th that wasn't included in the ordinance that had several events that we passed earlier. So this is just required by the state to be able to close that alley.
So just the addition of that date.
Yes.
Any questions for staff on that one?
Yeah.
You ready for a motion? I'll make one. I make a motion to approve ordinance number 26-3482. An ordinance authorizing the consumption of alcoholic liquor in a specified portion of the alley between North Broadway Street and North Spruce Street in Abilene, Kansas, and improving the temporary closure of the alley in connection with a special event hosted by Rackets Tap House, Inc. on June 4th, 2026.
I'll second.
Motion has been moved and seconded. Do we have any further commission discussion? Seeing none, would a roll call vote? Commissioner Lytle,
Yes.
Commissioner Meisenberg,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Taylor,
Yes.
myself, yes, motion carries. Heading 10, department reports. Do we have anything to add that wasn't already included in the packet to those? Okay, and next up is a motion to adjourn. We will have a study session. We've covered our 4:30 requirement. Do you guys want to give 10 minutes?
That's
get
fine.
over there and get started. Does that work? Okay. I would make a motion to adjourn the May 26, 2026 City Commission meeting with the study session beginning in City Hall at 4:55.
A second.
Motion has been moved and seconded. Do we have any commission discussion? Seeing none, would a roll call vote, Commissioner Meisenberg,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Taylor,
Yes.
Commissioner Lytle,
Yes.
myself, yes, motion carries. We are adjourned.